Namaste everyone. Jai Shri Ram. I am Varadachari Rajan and I am the local coordinator for World Hindu Economic Forum in Bangkok. I have the pleasure of inviting all of you to this edition of World Hindu Economic Forum. Our international coordinator of World Hindu Economic Forum, Dr. Manoj Motwani, whose profile is on the display, will be addressing the gathering on the success path of WHEF while briefing about various conferences held in the past. May I call upon Dr. Manoj Motwani ji on the stage. Thank you.
Jai Shri Ram. Economic Forum, thoda more strength. Namaste, distinguished guests, speakers, and delegates. Welcome to the World Hindu Congress 2023 in Thailand and this conference of World Hindu Economic Forum. We are honored to host this gathering of brilliant minds and experts. Together, we will enjoy this enlightening journey for next 2 days. Today, I stand before you to celebrate and acknowledge the indomitable spirit and unyielding resolve and the enduring economic contribution of a civilization that has shaped global prosperity, the Hindus. A very quick reminder, who has not downloaded this app, I request you to download this app. It's very useful for all the networking which we are going to do in next 2 days. It's very easy. All the email address you have used for the registration, if you put that in, it will pick up all the data of your QR code and all the information. You can create your own profile and share with your networking friends. Also remember, take a photo, video, tweet, hashtag is WHC 2023.
Backstage app on either App Store or Google Play. Open the app and search WHC. Click on the menu button on the top left and then click Sign In. There are 3 ways to sign in. 1. Enter your email address and this will send you an OTP that you will then need to input. Another way is to scan the QR code on your ticket. The last way is to enter your ticket number and either first or last name. Once you are signed up, you will need to create your profile. Fill in your name, designation, write a little about yourself. You can also provide your social media handles. Make sure to upload a photo and once done hit save. Make sure to turn on public profile. If you do not do this, then your profile will not be public and people will be unable to network with you. To network, go to the menu button and scroll down to networking. Here you will be able to see everyone's profile. You are able to search for someone at the top. If you click on someone's profile, you will be able to see their profile and be able to use the chat function to speak to delegates during Congress. Download the Zoho Backstage app on either App Store or Google Play.
All right, so when the sessions are going on, you can try and download this. There's a Wi-Fi service here, so that will be very useful. Okay, so traveling back in time, we find ancient Bharat and its Hindus at the zenith of economic prosperity. Esteemed economist Angus Madison's research reveals that Bharat held staggering 33% of the world's GDP in the 1st century AD. Our ancestors were the architects of flourishing civilization. This was not just a coincidence, it was a result of advanced agriculture practices, a diverse array of manufacturing, vast network of trade routes. Hindu civilization pioneered in various fields and inventions that revolutionized commerce globally. In the records of our history, amid the tales of our prosperity and innovation, lies a somber chapter. A dark age when our wealth was plundered, our economy shattered, and our people oppressed. As we recall the glorious past of Hindu economy, we must not forget the devastation wrought by the successive invasions and the insidious colonial rule that bled Bharat dry. The tale of Bharat economic progress was damaged by the limitless greed of foreign invaders and colonial oppressors who looted our land, exploited our people, and shattered our economy. Our temples, once the epitome of our spiritual and economic wealth, were plundered. Our flourishing trade was industry were choked by the heavy chains of colonial oppression. Our artisans reduced to paupers, and our farmers made as servants on their ancestral lands. The colonial power didn't just loot our tangible wealth, they also attempted to rob us with our intellectual wealth seeking to undermine our indigenous knowledge system and educational institutions. They left an economy that was once a beacon of prosperity, a symbol of wealth, in tatters and ruins. The blood and sweat of our ancestors were used to fuel the prosperity of foreign lands, while our people languished in poverty. Let us never forget this dark era, for its stark reminder of the sacrifices made by our ancestors, for the resilience of our people, and let it be clarion call to us to work harder, to rebuild and to reclaim our past glory, and to forge a future where such plunder and devastation are forever relegated to the annals of history. Fast forward to the present. These deep-rooted principles of innovation, entrepreneurship, and wisdom are still alive within us. And you see Hindus globally taking the reins of some of the world's most influential corporations, spearheading innovation and driving global markets. They are the stalwarts of the technology industry, the leaders and entrepreneurs who dream big. These are not just leaders, they are symbols of Hindu society's potential and influence in shaping the world economy. Our entrepreneurs have assured in the new wave of startups, create wealth, generating employment and driving economic growth. Societies and nations regain their economic strength when they work with a spirit of cooperation and single-minded dedication. We all recognize the power of collective action and unity in rebuilding and bolstering economies, whether it's societies or entire nations. When Hindus will align their efforts, share resources, and dedicate themselves to a shared objective, it will result in a significant economic resurgence. World Hindu Economic Forum emphasizes the importance of consistency, persistence, and a common vision in these efforts. The collective and dedicated approach can overcome economic challenges more effectively than isolated, disjoint efforts, ultimately leading to greater economic stability and prosperity. Today, we find ourselves in a dynamic global landscape where some economies are navigating through turbulent times, while numerous emerging economies offer substantial opportunities. The challenge lies in harnessing this global scenario for mutual growth. It is crucial for the Hindu society to foster global cooperation and collaboration to ease market accessibility among themselves. We need to establish market accessibility that spans the entire globe, ranging from Auckland to Alaska, from Oslo to Johannesburg, encompassing different geographical regions and countries. We can envision similar cooperation in the capital sector, ensuring the provision of suitably priced capital. Moreover, tech-savvy Hindus should be paired with those who can transform technical innovation into successful business ventures, combining innovative ideas, funding, and market access. I'm privileged to have been involved with WHEF from the inception of its planning stage and subsequently in the execution of the first WHEF conference, which took place in Hong Kong in year 2012. That conference significantly shaped the trajectory of our subsequent successful events and the evolution of our organization, which now boasts thousands of members who resonate with our values. We anticipate continued growth through the establishment of chapters worldwide. Since 2012, WHEF has hosted international conferences in various global cities, including Hong Kong, Bangkok, Delhi, London, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Mumbai, as well as many regional conferences which took place in different cities and countries. The World Hindu Economic Forum is organizing WHEF 2023 at Bangkok as part of Third World Hindu Congress, which is being held from here from today till 26th of November. The theme of this conference is Power of Competitiveness, Collaboration, and Growth. I'm going to provide you with an overview of upcoming 2 days that we will spend together here at the World Hindu Economic Conference venue. Presumably, you have already had a look at the schedule, which extends over the course of today and tomorrow. We have planned 6 sessions in total, lasting 75 minutes. Every session will feature 1 chairperson and 3 speakers. You can observe the format here. From what we see here is we are aiming to maximize every moment of your presence, as well as that of our distinguished speakers, who will illuminate the topics outlined for each session. Allow me to provide you with a synopsis of these sessions, as well as what knowledge and insight we expect to gain from them. So this is session number 1, which will start immediately after this at 2:30. the potential of agriculture, maximizing productivity and profitability. This session will explore advancement in agriculture, including vertical farming, hydroponics, precision agriculture, and remote sensing technologies. It will discuss international trade, supporting smallholders, and integrating biotechnology for food security. The role of innovation in improving efficiency, reducing cost, and enhancing profitability will be emphasized. Session 2, ASEAN-Bharat Manufacturing Collaboration. Here we will focus on strategic manufacturing collaboration between ASEAN countries and Bharat, aiming to establish a sought-after production hub. It will explore growth prospects, opportunities, and competitive advantages of Bharat, showcasing its thriving manufacturing sector, technological breakthroughs, skilled workforce, and favorable business climate. Attendees will gain valuable insights into Bharat's global leadership in technology-driven industries. Session 3, tomorrow morning, opportunities in funding and strategies for fundraising. Session 3 will delve into investor perspective, due diligence, infrastructure financing, fundraising, financial innovation, capital markets, and mutual funds in Bharat. It will provide insights on investor criteria, due diligence, and funding landscape, best practices for entrepreneurs, infrastructure finance opportunities, and trends in fundraising and financial innovation will be explored. The role of mutual funds and systematic investment plans in Bharat growth will be discussed as well. Session 4, Healthcare Innovation, MedTech, and Medical Tourism. We will focus on medical technology advancements, manufacturing opportunities, cost-effective health infrastructure, medical tourism, Ayurveda, and doorstep healthcare services. It will explore the impact of medical technology on healthcare, manufacturing challenges and strategies, cost-effective infrastructure, and innovative healthcare delivery models. The transformative potential of medical tourism, Ayurveda, and doorstep healthcare will be highlighted. Session 5 of Emerging Frontiers, Futuristic Technology and Innovative Startups. We will learn from the global startup ecosystems, focusing on Israel and the United States. We will discuss funding options, financing models, investor incentives, and policies to foster an investor-friendly environment in Bharat. Systematic approaches for startups, fintech trends, and leveraging fintech for financial inclusion will be explored. Session 6, Planned Network and Breakout Sessions. Various breakout sessions divided under different working groups, industries, and objectives have been defined. New initiative has been added in this year's session. More information will be shared tomorrow afternoon. Now, we must remember the economy infuses each and every aspect of society, acting as the lifeblood that ensures the smooth functioning of all its parts. It is not a matter of one sphere of chakra being superior to other, but rather the recognition that the vibrant pulse of economic success serves as the fuel propelling for the social chakra's motion. This occurs through the strengthening of collective self-confidence, which is inherently tied to the society's success in economic efforts and its ability to generate the surplus wealth. This surplus, in turn, fortifies the other social chakras represented in the World Hindu Congress. These includes education, media, political, women, youth, and organization aspects. Each forum, with its unique role and purpose, contributes to the holistic functioning of society. Therefore, economic prosperity is not an end in itself, but a mean to nurture and sustain the various elements that together create a balanced and harmonious society. Hindus have been substantial investments worldwide, not just creating wealth for themselves, but also contributing to the prosperity of global economies. We have embraced philanthropy, contributing to the cause that uplifts society and foster positive changes. We have used our economic influence to shape the international policies, guiding the world towards a more equitable and sustainable economic order. Yet, we stand here today not just to celebrate this illustrious past or the vibrant present, but to envision a future imbued with even greater prosperity. We carry within us the capabilities to shape not just our destiny, but that of the world. Our ethos of dharmic business and commitment to sustainable and ethical practices, our inclination towards innovation and entrepreneurship, and our inherent resilience makes us well equipped to navigate the chaotic seas of the global economy. We have the power to shape a suitable, inclusive, and prosperous future for all, Let us continue to drive social economic growth while holding our values for fairness, sustainability, and social responsibility. But let us not rest on our laurels. Let us leverage our capabilities, our wisdom, and our strength to drive economic growth, not just for us, but for the world. Let us continue to create the wealth, but do so responsibly and sustainably. Let us lead not just in wealth, but in wisdom, in innovation, and in responsibility. The road ahead is fraught with challenges and uncertainties. Yet as Hindus, we possess the strength, the wisdom, and the resilience to overcome these challenges and carve a prosperous future. Let us move forward, not in isolation, but together. For in unity lies our greatest strength. In immortal words of Rig Veda, may our aspirations be aligned, may our hearts be in harmony. Before I stop here, let's gaze into the future, a future that gleams with a promise and prosperity. The same spirit that drove the ancient Hindu economy towards the height of prosperity continues to thrive today. We have the knowledge, the capabilities, and the entrepreneurial spirit. We carry the legacy of our ancestors, the wisdom of our past, and potential of our futures. We are not just participants in the global growth. We are the drivers. Namaste.
Namaskaram. My name is Mayur Sechpal. I'm here to introduce the chairperson and the speakers. Our session 1 is the potential of agriculture, maximizing productivity and profitability. I would like to invite Shri Narendra Murkumbi ji. He is the vice chairman of Rajendra Energy Ltd, Bharat. He's going to speak on innovation in agriculture, production, and supply chain. I would like to invite our first speaker, Dr. Pracha Kunathamdi ji. He is a Thammasat University professor, and he's going to speak on advancement in agriculture technologies. I would like to invite our second speaker, Dr. Korawit Chaisu. He is the CEO and founder, Amusco Biotech, Thailand. He's going to speak on international trade and investment in agriculture. I would like to invite our third speaker, Dr. Vishal ji Warke. He is a director and scientist at HiMedia Laboratories, Mumbai, Bharat. He's going to speak on innovation scale-up on frontier areas of agriculture with integration of biotechnology. And after the session, we have discussion and question and answer round. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. Namaste to everyone. Thank you for attending this first session, which is on agriculture. We have three very distinguished speakers, two from our host country, Thailand, and one from India, and then I will speak at the end. So, if I may introduce the first speaker, it's Dr. Pracha. He's standing in for his colleague, Ms. Isriya, who has been taken unwell at the last moment, and he'll be speaking on behalf of her. He's from the Faculty of Economics at the Kasetsart University in Thailand, and they work on food value chain agriculture. Thailand is, of course, one of the agricultural powerhouses in Asia. It has a very wide, varied, and high value addition agri and allied sectors, as well as, so I think it's the right place to hear about agriculture, especially in an Asian context, because their weather is very similar also to Bharat. So I ask Dr. Pracha to please make his presentation.
Okay. Namaste. And I would like to thank the World Hindu Economic Forum for the opportunity to share with you on the topic Advancement in Agricultural Technology, the case of Thailand. I will speak on behalf of Dr. Isriya. Actually, I am work in the Faculty of Economics, Thammasat University, and work as the working group to the Minister of Agriculture and Cooperatives right now. And I will begin the brief background on Thailand transformation toward advanced technology. Could you present the slide, please?
Yeah, they just put it.
Okay.
It's there.
Okay, thank you. And next slide, please. Okay. As a leading agriculture producer, Thailand has embraced the ongoing smart farm technology. And right now we are in the period of the transformation. Thailand 20-year agricultural plan has a vision for the future of smart farming. The government has prioritized smart farming technology as a tool to increase farm yield and reduce the production cost. And right now, as you imagine, for example, for rice production, we have the pretty low yield compared to other countries. For the Young Smart Farmer program is being implemented to equip participants with knowledge of farm management, entrepreneurship, and farming technology, including the IoT or the Internet of Things innovation. For example, agricultural technology currently adopted in Thai farm as follows. Okay. As shown in the slide, first and foremost, drone for precision agriculture are widely adopted in Thai rice field, sugarcane, cassava, mung bean, and maize farming. Drone spraying service, precision for seeding, fertilizer, and chemical spraying is widely used as it is affordable even for smallholder in rice field. A case study of applying drone spraying for rice has shown that time spent reduced 3 to 5 times compared to labor, reducing chemical use by 15 to 20%. Due to the efficiency in drone sprayings, yield improved. Drone has recently developed for durian farming, for spraying and crop health monitoring for large-scale farm. And also government used drone for oil palm monitoring and data collection for forecast. Challenge for technologies provider is the capacity of battery to fly longer to improve cost effectiveness in using drone. And next slide, please. Thai farmer has started adopting smarter greenhouse equipped with the advanced sensor driven automation system. And right now, smart greenhouse is widely used for high value vegetable and fruit. For example, salad vegetable, hydroponics, tomatoes, melon, and orchid flower. A case study of melon in 2020 showed that the net return of smart greenhouse is about 130 to 150 baht per square meter per time, higher than that without advanced sensor-driven automation due to higher productivity from automated supply water and fertilizer and good quality, thus receiving premium price. That is a smart greenhouse. For the next slide, even though investment in sensor technology is higher, but variable costs like labor, fertilizer, and herbicide in operation is lower. And right now, automated water management system and sensor technology for measuring parameters such as temperature, humidity, soil moisture is also included into the smart greenhouse. It includes automatic measurements and control system. It is controllable via mobile phone. It is used in orchard, durian, mangosteen farming, as well as orchid farming. As you imagine, labor, water, and electricity costs reduce, while quality of the products is getting higher. And next slide, please. A case study of durian farm with a reference of 8 hectares show that production costs reduced from 18,000 US dollar per year using pumping machine and diesel fuel to 8,000 US dollar per year, compared to investment cost of about 26,000 US dollar, including electricity pump, installation, weather station, and so forth. So the break-even point is about 3 years. It means that when we adopt the new technology, we lower all of the variable costs, and then its payback period is about 3 years right now. Precision farming is fully used for sugarcane also. In the next slide, it's used remote sensing technology, GIS, GPS to map sugarcane plantation. For large scale, corporate plantation, GPS guidance and auto steering system are also used. Vertical farming is rather new to Thai agricultural sector. It is generally used for premium vegetable products such as kale for high-end consumers. From 2007 to 2020, we can see that the number of agricultural tech firms entering into vertical farming were increasing. Challenging issues for vertical farming include efficiency of planting system, startup costs, energy and environmental management, food safety standard, maintenance costs. For the next slide, there is an opportunity to extend to flower seeding in the near future. Agri-tech software and application development is another flourishing area. There are a wide variety of digital agricultural assistance using IoT and software for farm management, monitoring weather status, sensing and notifying of pests and disease, as well as monitoring crop growth. Challenges are to raise farmer awareness and increase usage. Moving forward for the next slide, there are challenging issues to enhance agricultural productivity and profitability. As the bullet in the slide, for example, knowledge transfer to strengthen farmers' capability, infrastructure development, for example, weather station, stable internet, land and water management, create rental and service provider for machinery and advanced technology. And this is the project that the current government try to issue about rental machine for the farmers and high value market for advanced technology to support sustainability. Last but not least, that is the reducing technology costs, hence affordable to small-scale farmer. That's all for my presentation that Thailand approach to the new advanced technology, but it's still far from the real future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kunathamdi. I would now request the second speaker, if you'd like to go up to the podium. Yeah. This is the remote. Please forward. Doctor, I'll quickly introduce Dr. Korawit Chaisu. He's an award-winning research scientist with over 15 years of experience in food biotechnology, microbiotechnology, and tropical agriculture management. He was awarded the International Cooperation and Development Fund Scholarship and received his PhD in food biotechnology from the National Pingtung University, Taiwan. Currently, he's the CEO. He's now on his entrepreneurial path, and he's the CEO and founder of Amusco Biotech, an innovative Thai cocoa startup supported by Chiang Mai University's Science and Technology Park. And he works closely with local cocoa farmers to develop a sustainable system in Thailand. That's really gives me a cue to my own question during Q&A. I'd request the audience to make we'll have questions at the end of all the 4 presentations. I request members of the audience to make a note of your questions, and we have about 20-25 minutes for your questions and discussion. I hand it over now to Dr. Korawit.
Namaste. Swadikap. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers that gives me the great opportunity for presenting this program. And also, my name is Assistant Professor Dr. Korawit Chaisu. Also, I come from the CEO and founder Amusco Biotech company limited from Thailand that belongs to the Chiang Mai University and also have the Thai government supported for the startups company. My topic about the international trade and investment in agriculture. Let's move to the content. Our trade and investment in the agriculture section today and regions, how to make the grow up of the agriculture exports, this productivity and global markets, and also how to make the supporting from the small people at the farmer in Thailand also. And this is very quick for the policy of the Thailand. We also make the Thailand roadmap for the food industry. If we focus on the agriculture of the world, we can see just only 3 agriculture and food trades. For example, this is my review and my experience. For the first one is the filling in the world through the digital agriculture. This is very important from nowadays. And also number 2, sustainable food system, bring the gap between farm to table. Wow, wonderful, in the same today as well. And also the third one in the biotechnology application and alternative in the agriculture and food. Normally, we know about the agriculture is the food. So in terms of the innovation of the food products, if we focus on the 3 kinds of them, including the shelf life, food safety, and functional food. For example, in the shelf life, for the shelf life methods, chemical, physical, and food quality of our assignments. And also, if we focus from the food safety, how to control the biohazard, food law and regulation, food quality control as well. And finally, functional food, now they have a lot of the disease, right? And also, we have the innovation for the functional food, for example, in the bioactive compound, pre and probiotics, symbiotics, natural and dairy supplements for the food and agriculture. If we focus on the trade and investment, who are working for the agriculture industry, we have to focus on the BCG economy. B, what it means is bioeconomy. C is circular economy. G means the green economy. For example, if we focus on the supply chains, we have to make some idea generation, design business model or planning business, and look at for the financing, production, sale and marketing, finally distribution. That's the way how to make the sustainable of the agriculture. And also, if we focus on the BCG in Thailand as well, Thai government also have a lot of budget in nowadays for the support who want to be the part of the BCG model or the company for support that one. And also, how makes the target section, we try to separate to the 6 sections. Start from the biodiversity and the culture diversity. The first one, second one, food and agriculture. Third one, medical and wellness, energy, material and biochemical, and tourism and creative economy. Lastly, for the circular economy as well, like a BCG, and that also belong to the SDG of the world as well. Also, we have the plan from now next to 5 years for the future. in Thai government have the policy to make how to make the international investment of the agriculture. If who are looking for the investment in Thailand, this is the map how to make your business into Thailand, and so welcome to visit us. And also, if we are looking for the Thailand AgTech innovation trends, for example, we have the center, the meaning called ABC Center that belong to the Thai government. We focus on the robotics, biotech, process, biorefine, digital marketing, agriculture, service, logistics, and post-harvest technology for the agriculture if who want to be some investor for make some business in Thailand as well. And my experience about AgTech for Auto, this is my project from, I was the cost director at this project from the government. That's the way how to select the best practice of the small farmer or association farmer around the Thailand, 50% or 50 group for the grooming, and then select the 10 company of the startup company about the agriculture, and then we use the method or use the mentor for carrying on around 8 months for this project to be the digital marketing for the next level of the AgTech startup for the agriculture. This is our cost director to make some workshop and make some the digital marketing online course. For example, this is the website for our activity for make up the agriculture or investment from the agriculture process, and also make the innovative agriculture tech business, how to make it, and then we try to use the coordination between the Thai government and local farmer around the Thailand, and also we have some the step, for example, like from the training and coaching, how to make the entrepreneurship about the young smart farmer projects, and how to invest and how to make the creativity, design, and number 2, make the supply chain for the logistics, how to connect with the local products to the market, and also make the marketing to the selling local to global, the number 3. Number 4, to the incubation and support, because different from the local market, different from the farmer market, also different from the idea. We try to make some knowledge and the innovation process for them, and also distribution, the overseas, go abroad or go out from our products and service by best practice under the standard of the world, for example. And invest about the agriculture innovative agriculture tech business. If we focus to the agriculture spraying drone, like the first presentation said that, and also this is my experience for ride the drone and make some spray, and then make some the business about one is to sell the agriculture drone, and another one make the training and have the service go to the farm for the Thai government and also Thai farmer as well. This is our course for make and sharing knowledge about the agricultural drone for our farmer. And also my student as well to make the internship with this company, and how to make some, give the knowledge for the new generation, how to make the business for the future agriculture trades as well. This is for example, one is innovative agriculture machine for our project of the agriculture investment, for example. If who want to be some part of the Thai government or Thai agriculture, please look at send my email in this slide, and also looking forward for our international cooperation about the agriculture in Thailand and around the world. Okay, thank you for your attention. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you, Dr. Chaisu. I will now call upon Dr. Vishal Warke. Dr. Warke is based in Mumbai. He is both a medical doctor as well as a PhD in cell biology and molecular genetics, with a fellowship from the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research, USA. He works on animal and plant cell biology, hydroponics, soil rejuvenation, and GPS-based soil testing systems. So as you can see, he has worked in multiple fields as part of his entrepreneurial journey. He's also developed many indigenous cell biology media technologies for biotherapeutics, vaccines, etc. And he mentors other startup biotech firms, which is a very nice way to build the ecosystem. He's an expert in the field of immunology with over 20 peer-reviewed publications and has received the Bharat Innovator Award 2020 for his research. I hand it over to Dr. Vishal G. Warke.
Thank you very much, Narendra ji, for this kind introduction. It's a post-lunch session, little difficult, and I've been given 10 minutes. So HiMedia was started 50 years ago. I have to try to scrunch 50 years of work in 10 minutes, so please bear with me. I'll talk very fast. I have a lot of information on my presentation. I have put a barcode at the end. You can take a picture. The whole presentation would be available to you. We have loaded it on the drive also of the company. So it'll be patchy. I'll go fast in some slides. I'll skim through because I have to finish fast. Some slides I will dwell upon for a certain length of time. So this is a shlok from the Bhagavad Gita which says, Bhumi rapo nalo vayo kham mano buddhi revacha ahankar iti amma bhinna prakriti rashtadha. So this body is made up of 8 elements. This cosmos is made up of 8 elements, right? Even the human body, for that matter, where there is earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and the false ego, or the ego. And my mother, she's a yoga teacher. Her guru, he's a Siddha. So he said, in this Kali Yuga, at this time, Siddha method, which is hardcore Hatha Yoga, is difficult to employ and implement because the Pancha Mahabhutas are polluted. And it starts with Bhu, which is Bhumi, that's earth. This is where we sit, stand, work, eat from, and do everything, right? So the basis of everything, even the Muladhara Chakra, is Bhumi, that's earth, the basis. So unless we fix the soil, unless we fix where we come from, a lot of our problems cannot be tackled. So in HiMedia, we are looking at this from 3 angles, and we have been working on this for many years, and I will dwell upon that as we go forward. Just to give a background, looking at global agriculture, where we stand, a lot of data is available. You must have seen this. I'm sorry, things are a little jumbled up because the fonts have changed. It was made on a Mac, and I think maybe it got a little garbled when it came to PowerPoint. But essentially, what's happening is that we have 10 billion mouths to feed. The food hunger cases are rising. A massive amount of food is being wasted. This is what is going to end up happening by 2050. The water availability is dropping precipitously. It will be 1/3 less than what we have in another 20, 30 years from now. And the average temperature rise in the next 30 to 50 years is going to be 2 degrees Celsius. All this is very ominous. 54% of India faces high water to extremely high water stress. And this is something very alarming because water is a source of life. You cannot do anything without water. Our human body and the planet both are made up of 74, 75% of water. 50% of Bharat is getting desertified. Land is getting degraded, and it's very alarming. For example, average India under desertification is almost 30%. Can you see the green dot? Please raise your hand if you can. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Gujarat, area under desertification is 52.3%. Maharashtra, 44.93%. So essentially, we have a huge problem at hand where extremely fertile soil, which existed in the land of Bharat for millions of years, today has started becoming a desert. Half of it is already desertified. And not just India. This is happening all over the world. There is a lot of data and information. I won't go into the details of that right now. Okay, so the presentation is a little jumbled, but when you scan the code, you should get the proper format. And I'll just bear with me. I do apologize for this, but I'll quickly tell you the 3 aspects that we are looking at. So 1, today, farming is bad. There are stories, all of you must have heard this. One unseasonal rain or a hail or too much sunshine and the entire standing crop of the farmer gets destroyed, right? All of you, many of you might have heard these stories. I mean, when such things happen, what do you do? So, one technology, which is like a stepney. You know a stepney tire? Like a spare tire you have in your trunk of the car when you're let's say a car tire gets punctured, what do? You take the stepney, put it in place, drive the car, and then get the tire fixed and put the tire back, right? So the important thing for us is to understand that we need to make the soil all right again. 880 billion tons of carbon dioxide have gone into the atmosphere. Where did all this come from? It came from the soil. It came from within the earth, from the fossil fuels. So we pulled up all that, put it in the atmosphere. And one of the most natural methods of putting the CO2 back in soil are trees and plants, because they take carbon dioxide and other elements with photosynthesis, they trap it, push it into the roots, where the bacteria feed off it, and the bacterial system is very important. So 3 things. One, I'm going to talk very briefly about hydroponics, which is like the stepney tire. You use hydroponics today to do a couple of things. One, put a roof over the head, right? If you have plants growing in the open farm and suddenly there is a hail or a bout of unseasonal rain, entire crop goes down. So if you have a roof over your head, it protects the farmer and the farmers from the crop getting destroyed. Second, you can do intensive farming. So the input cost is very high. It's quite expensive to set up hydroponic greenhouses. But in, let's say, 1 acre of a hydroponic greenhouse, you can do farming which is worth 5 to 7 acres of agriculture, because you can do vertical farming. So this is something HiMedia does. We set up turnkey projects on this, and we have been working with some very renowned people. For example, we did a small project at Mahendra Singh Dhoni's home at Ranchi, and a couple of other things. So we have these established technologies in India, and we handhold, and we do turnkey and support people for that. So I'll briefly touch upon that and then run forward. The next thing is soil agronomy and advisory. So what is happening, if something is given free, it will run out in no time, right? People will abuse it, they will overuse it. And if you charge people, then they understand the value of it, and then they will use it appropriately. So because of the greenhouse revolution, what happened was, many countries in the world, and including India, what was actually incumbent upon the then government was to give subsidies. So they had to give subsidies for fertilizers, because they had to feed millions and billions of people, right? So when these subsidies were given out, there was overuse of fertilizers. And that has led to a massive desertification, because where the farmer needs to use 3 sacks of urea, he's using 4, 5, 6 sacks. Where the farmer needs to use, let's say, some phosphate, half a sack of phosphate, he's using 2 sacks of phosphate or 1.5 sacks of phosphate. So like this, it's very important that we try to control the amount of fertilizer that is being used in a very judicious manner. And we have a technology with our partner company, Krishi Tantra, that takes care of this aspect. I'll touch upon that briefly. And the third thing is, HiMedia is a microbiology company. It's been 50 years we are doing microbiology. We are amongst the top 3 microbiology brands in the world, and this is acknowledged by the American Society of Microbiology, right? So let us do something which nature does best. So what we need to do is support nature. Just like probiotics, if you take the right microbial pill, the probiotic pill, you can get good health. If you have dysbiosis, you can become obese and get diseases. But if you have the right bacterial structure in your abdomen, you can cure yourself of many diseases. So let's put the right microbes in the soil. And HiMedia has a microbial lab at Nagpur, where we are working with some of the renowned scientists in the field who are a part of our group, where we sequence the microbes from different farms. So we can do targeted medicine approach or targeted soil medicine approach, where we go to the farm, we can take a soil sample from that farm, do the microbiome analysis of that soil, come to know what are the microbes there, the fungi and the bacteria, and then see which are dysbiotic, which have gone out of whack, and then increase the good ones. If you just do this much, it helps the soil heal itself, and that's what we need to do. This is about hydroponics. The gentleman before me did speak on this, and what hydroponics means. Hydros is water, ponos is labor, Greek words. So basically it means water-based farming. So essentially plant needs 14 or 17, you can say, ingredients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, which are the primary, then the secondaries, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, and then the 8 minor ones. Out of those, 5 are important. And there is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So these 17 are all that's needed to grow a plant, actually, technically speaking. But in reality, a plant needs much more, right? But in hydroponics, which is the stepney I told you. So what we do today is, we should be doing this, where we put a roof over the farmer's head. So we actually have greenhouses like these, which are temperature controlled. And this is actually from our greenhouse at Igatpuri in Maharashtra, where we have grown and this is, we do everything. We make these pots, we have the nutrients for these, we make bulk nutrients. So you can actually see that you are getting the yield of 5 to 7 times what you would have gotten in the square foot. So in hydroponics, what we can do with vertical farming is instead of doing square foot farming, we can do cubic feet farming, right? So that actually helps to have intensive increased yield. So the high cost of setting up the infrastructure can be broken even in 3 years to 4 years, and then it's quite profitable. I will skip this, I'm sorry, because anyways, we don't have much time. This one point I just want to point out. What has happened is the organic carbon in the soils was 1% in 1980. When the organic carbon falls below around 0.5%, and I'm sorry, I may not be precisely right here, but because I'm not a soil expert, but this is the general consensus, desertification starts. So on an average right now, we are at 0.3% of organic carbon, and this is very alarming. Normal, natural organic carbon is anywhere from 2 to 2.5% at least, right? That's the normal range of organic carbon. So what we need to do is we need to get organic carbon back in the soil. So this is a very interesting machine that we have, and what this addresses is, today, the government is giving upon around 2.75 lakh crore rupees subsidy for fertilizers in India. With this machine, in half an hour, you can very precisely measure 16 parameters of soil. So you can measure NPK, calcium, magnesium, sulfur. Calcium, magnesium is right now not there because the government hasn't mandated it, but it will be added soon because that's also been developed. And then iron, zinc, copper, manganese, so on and so forth. Plus it can do organic carbon, it can do pH, it can do electrical conductivity. Now, what if the data gets fudged, right? So how this prevents that is, this machine is portable, you can go to the farm, or the other way is the VLE or the village level entrepreneur who runs the machine, he goes to the farm. With a GPS, he takes the coordinates of the farm and then takes a soil sample. So this GPS coordinate is matched to the gut number of the farmer, which is in the government database. This soil is brought to the lab, and then, or even on the farm, it can be done. Both are possible. So in this machine, you have a tablet. This tablet is completely programmed and automatic. You just put soil from the top. In half an hour, all the 16 parameters are measured. The data is directly related to the cloud of the government portal. So nobody can interfere with anything or try to fudge anything. It's all linked by GPS. And by this, there are 14 crore or 140 million guts in India. All these can be mapped and the data recorded with the government database. And from here, you get a readout. And based on this readout, there comes a recommendation to the farmer that your farm has ABC characteristics, so much nitrogen, so much phosphorus in the soil. You only need 1 bag of urea. You only need half a bag of this. So a recommendation and agronomy advisory also comes out. And then it's very easy for the government to not over-subsidize and to give what is needed. So around 70,000 crore, you can say 60 to 70,000 crore rupees would get saved by this, because judicious amount of fertilizer would be given out. Plus the farmer wouldn't over-fertilize and desertify the soil.
Dr. Warke, 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure. So this is all on the government website. What you see is all these things. Actually, this is on the Soil Health Card portal of Government of India. So you can go there and see all this information. And this machine, the BhuVision, will measure and put it up. And this machine will work in any part of the world. Why? Is because, okay, I'm just going to quickly run through, but this is all there. Just, I wanted to explain this, but you can see this later on. So the soil is collected, the farmer is searched, tagged, his database is maintained, everything is logged into place. And you get these smiley faces here. By the smiley face, you come to know about all the parameters, whether it is good, bad, ugly, whatever, right? So it doesn't need, the farmer can be illiterate, but with a little orientation, that if you have a happy face, good to go. If you have a sad face, this is the case. So any part of the world, this can be used. Anyway, so these are advantages of BhuVision. I'll quickly run over this. The most important thing is this is a portable device, can go to the farmer's doorstep. 30-minute testing and 95% accuracy, and it's all validated by ICAR, IARR. Rice Research, and by the government portal. The last part here I would like to mention is about the soil. So what we have done is we want to replenish the rhizospheric community. And here, what you see is we have created a solution known as soil health rejuvenator. This, when you add to the soil, increases the good microbes of the soil naturally. And the bad microbes reduce. So in turmeric, where in a turmeric planted soil and a controlled soil, what you can see, the good bacteria were increased, the bad bacteria were reduced. And the yields went up drastically. And the Krishi Research Center in Maharashtra, they gave a certificate saying that if you use these and the bacteria in the soil go up, the fertilizer requirement of the soil goes down as such by 30 to 50%. So again, that helps to reduce the fertilizer requirement. And you can see the difference in the growth. This is without the treatment, and here it is 7 feet, almost 50% more. Again, 20-25% higher yield in wheat. This is the lab in Nagpur where we are doing very advanced sequencing and characterization. You're all welcome to visit the lab, interact with us. This is the last slide, I'm done. Thank you very much, Murkumbiji. So what it says is, Krishim vinana jivanti jivaha sarve pranashyati tasmat krishim prayatnena kurvita sukha sanyutaha. So without agriculture, all living things perish. Therefore, one should engage in agriculture diligently, leading to prosperity. Thank you very much.
We've had three good speakers talk about specific technologies in agriculture, new technologies, new innovations. I wanted, as chairman of this session, I wanted to give more of a broader perspective and explain some of these strategic and long-term issues that are now arising in agriculture and put them in context. I'll just skip through my own biodata. Basically, I've worked 20 years in the sugarcane and sugar industry and now in the solar industry. Even here, I started out building agricultural applications for farms, solar pumps, etc. And so the whole agri space and the rural space is very dear to me. My charitable work also is concentrated in villages. We run schools and ITIs in rural Karnataka. That's our focus area. So I'll go straight to my presentation. And I'm not going to speak about specific innovations. The three speakers have already covered many of them. I'm going to talk about the broader perspective of standing in 2023, how does agriculture look like for the next 10, 20, 50 years? So firstly, agriculture has, the challenge before agriculture is to feed a much more prosperous and populous Vishwa, which means people demand more food, different types of food, fresher food, and more exciting and variations of food. And the challenge is to do this, in a context of climate change. Agriculture among all the professions is one of the most vulnerable to climate change because it's 99% plus done outdoors and is subject to weather, climate, availability of water. The two other trends are more from the consumer end, and agriculture has to be very sensitive to that. Firstly, especially young people are very sensitive to the use of resources in all fields of production. The question, are you carbon neutral, is a very, very common theme among younger people. And the trade-off between the resources that any field consumes and the benefit that it gives human beings is an increasingly large part of the question that business has to answer. In a related field of animal rearing, and this is something especially dear to all of us Hindus because of our worship of the cow, I think as long as we rear animals for human progress and for human benefit, there is an increasing awareness and demand from consumers, which is very good to see, that animals need to be treated humanely even if they are used in agriculture. So these, I think, are some of the key background points in agriculture today. Key themes for innovation flow from this, and they include Sustainability, I'm going to cover a little bit in detail each one of them. Key themes are sustainability, robustness to withstand climate change, the whole GMO debate. GMO stands for genetically modified organisms. That includes both plants and animals now. And the last is automation, mechanization, and all the software and smart technologies that are increasingly being used in agriculture. So coming to sustainability first. As I said at the start, we have to grow more food while reducing the usage of 3 critical resources. So a lot of innovation is around these 3 fields: the reduction of use of water, the calibrated use of water, using technology to measure the water usage and water need of plants better in agriculture so that you use less of it. The same goes with energy. This is something I personally, for example, have worked on, using solar energy in farming. And the third is chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Now, you know, water is at the same time abundant, at the same time scarce. The right quantity of water, especially sweet water or potable water, is an extremely scarce commodity. And agriculture needs huge amounts of it, and we have to be very, very, very responsible. And as it gets, the price of water keeps increasing, the cost of bringing water to farms increases, this becomes an increasingly important factor of production. On energy, I have already spoken. As with every other field, you're trying to move away from fossil fuels. Also, chemical fertilizers. Many of you may not know that the main fertilizers like urea are derived from petroleum. They are made in the same value chain as petrol and diesel. And therefore, innovation like organic farming, etc., are very important. This is an example of a solar generating plant situated above. We are actually using here, the shade is being used to shield plants from direct sunlight, which causes less evaporation. So it works well with some plants that you have an alternate of solar panels as well as farming. Now coming to climate change, I think we are already seeing some of the effects of long-term climate change. And it is possible that certain areas of the world which are currently the largest producing regions of the world for grains and crops will become more dry and become desertified. Dr. Warke spoke a little bit about that. There could also be places where deserts turn into arable land. So there's going to be both opportunity and risk for farmers across the world. Some studies that I have seen indicate that India actually could be blessed with more rainfall rather than less, but nobody really knows. This is a once in an epoch kind of development that is happening. Priority innovations, some of which are already being pioneered, are drought-resistant crops. You have shorter duration crops, which is one way of reducing the risk of weather. Third is vertical and indoor farming. Some of the other speakers spoke about hydroponics, they spoke about vertical farming. So you are less dependent on the natural environment and you bring it almost into a kind of indoor factory of crops. And also some amount of crop switching. For example, we did a lot of work on using sweet sorghum, which is a dry land crop, it needs very little water, instead of sugarcane as a feedstock for producing ethanol. So these are some of the innovations which will become important in an age of global warming. Now, coming to the genetically modified products. Now, it has become especially led by America and Brazil, where it's widely adopted and has very few controls. The entire global agricultural chain is now, the genetically modified seeds, crops are all over. It's very hard for an individual country now to say, we are not going to allow any genetic. So we have to deal with it. At the same time, we have to acknowledge that the long-term effects of genetically modified organisms are not yet known, and that what is considered generally safe today may not be safe tomorrow. And with that caution, we will have to proceed. We'll have to invest more in testing and safety analysis of these products. But what we have seen so far, the productivity gains in terms of yields, in terms of pest resistance for GMO has been very, very strong, and that is what has been driving their adoption, especially in North America and South America, which are two of the big grain exporters of the world. Coming to automation, mechanization, especially with context to Bharat and the developing countries, the developed world has now evolved a highly mechanized and automated agricultural sector. Most of the developed countries have only between 2 and 5% of their population anymore involved in agriculture. This coupled with large land areas means that average farmer holdings are 50, 100 acres or higher. There are a lot of equipment and technologies developed for this kind of agriculture which may not be suitable for the global south. I think it's India and Thailand which are innovating technology for small farms and small farmers. And we have to automate in a way that is suitable to our smaller farms and is suitable for the fact that smaller farmers means smaller financial resources. So we have to have lean investment. And the last thing is, for a country like Bharat, for example, which has almost half of its population still involved in agriculture directly or indirectly, all automation in agriculture will lead to a surplus of labor, and we have to worry about how to reskill them. Can we employ them in allied fields like agri-processing, etc. So these are some of the themes around agriculture innovation over the next 20 years. And finally, I want to end with some of the themes of innovation in the agriculture supply chain. So the overall, we moved from World War II when because US troops had to go all across the world, the US Army actually pioneered a lot of food processing and food preservation technologies. And then from 1945 till about 2000, increasingly products got processed centrally in large factories. There was a lot of packaging, and food products, because they had shelf life, they were packaged to last for many months, they could move all across the world. Now the trend in the last 10-15 years is the reverse. What we are looking for is farm to fork localization, which means to use maximum amount of fresh local produce. Second is thin processing, which is the opposite of the standard food processing industry, which is to just lightly process food and to use superior sealing technologies, for example, to avoid the use of artificial preservative chemicals and flavors. The third is the processing at consumer food use points, which is you don't bottle orange juice in Brazil and then move it in a big ship and then bottle it in some port in India and then you transport it to the consumer, but you try to get fresh oranges right to a corporate canteen and you use fresh oranges to produce juice. So the supply chain is completely different between large-scale agriculture in a distant country being exported in a refrigerated condition and transporting fresh fruit, for example, to the consumer. And the last trends, of course, are recyclable packaging and also reusable packaging. I think a lot of the energy intensity of agriculture is actually to do with the packaging material. And all innovations here are welcome. Consumers are demanding it. People want to see that their packages are recyclable. But even we know the reality, not everything that can be recycled is actually recycled. So the latest trend is now on reusable packaging, which means returnable bottles are back in fashion. We moved from glass bottles to plastic bottles and aluminum cans. And now we are moving back to a circular packaging chain of reusable glass bottles and metal containers. So these are some of the trends in the agriculture supply chain. I'll end my presentation here, and I would throw the floor open to questions. You can please announce your name and then which speaker you want to address your question to. Thank you. Yes, gentleman in the first row. Can we have some mics circulate?
Hello.
I've called him. You will be next. Yeah, please. Sorry. Go ahead, please. You can go ahead, please.
My question is to Dr. Warke. I am Girish from India, Mumbai. This your Vision instrument can be given to the youths in rural areas who can go to the small farmland farmers and do the soil testing, which will enable them for a proper use and also on the livelihood for those youths. Is it that much feasible and simple for application? And will you be interested in giving such kind of way to the rural youth employment for India?
Thank you, sir. So this is already happening, and it is actually only for the rural use, technically speaking. So how to increase the profitability of the farmer? Instead of looking at the farmer as a farmer, we have to make him into an agripreneur.
Yes.
And to make the person into an agripreneur, the soil health has to be taken care of. So there is RKVY program, the Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana program, in which the government of India has allocated 10,000 crore. So the village level entrepreneur, who is a person, he can be a farmer or a village local entrepreneur, who will have the machine. They are already having it. There are already a couple of hundred machines in the market. So they take the machine to the field, or the soil comes to the farmer, and it is put in the machine, analyzed, and the data goes to the government website. So the farmer benefits because he gets a soil health card readout where he knows exactly agronomy advice, like what is to be used, and the VLE gets 300 rupees from the government. So that is a model where everybody benefits. So this movement will now pick up a lot of steam and speed.
I would be interested to meet you in person because I have got a data of 8,000 youths in Maharashtra who wants the employment, and out of 8,000, 7,000 are in the rural areas. And for them, we have to generate the revenue streams on their employment. So if you can please repeat your email ID once again, I will connect you after the conference.
Sure. Should I say it now? Or?
It is welcome.
It is there in the presentation. Yeah.
Sure, it's there.
But I did not download it.
Okay.
Let me be very honest.
VWARKE at HIMEDIALABS, HiMediaLabs.com.
Okay. I will try to connect you during the event also.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you very much. My name is Subhas Thakra. I'm from the UK. A general question for the panel. The message has been very clear that there is fair degree of soil deterioration that we are experiencing in a number of places in India. You're also mentioning the desertation. What I'm interested is really what formula, what work is being done to either reverse the trend, deserts can be turned into arable land or not, or are we losing that land completely from the use? I mean, it's quite alarming to hear. I'm not in agriculture, but quite alarming to hear this, and I want to just see whether there's some positive news out of this.
Yes, so if I can take this, I think desertification can be reversed. Part of it is purely taking a bigger view. Sometimes, for example, over-farmed lands have to have a gap of 1 or 2 years to regenerate. Also, what Dr. Warke spoke about in terms of soil analysis and putting nutrients more in tune with what is required rather than overdosing it with chemicals that are not required. And if either of the Thai speakers want to share their experience on deterioration of soils in Thailand and what you are doing about it.
Actually, in the case of Thailand, for the soil degradation and the lower quality, we apply the fertilizer into the soil, and then most of the Thai farmer try to use the fertilizer more than the requirement of the plant and the production process. So it means that we spend a lot of money into the soil, but we cannot derive money back from the soil. And right now, for the program of the Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperative. We use the tailor-made fertilizer by analysis of soil particular area, and then we use specific formula of the fertilizer to reduce the soil problem that happened in Thailand.
Thank you.
There is a question from a gentleman here.
Yeah.
Please. Here.
Yeah.
There is a question for Thai speaker, Dr. Prashant.
Yeah, my name is Vilas Kulkarni. I'm from Bharat. My question is, in Bharat, small farmers, they have less money or less funds with them for smart farming or automation. So what is case in Thailand, whether government can give them some funds for doing smart farming or some other benefits to them, subsidies to them? Okay.
If I understand your question correctly, the Smart Farmer program in Thailand right now is about less than 10% overall for the agricultural production. In this case, even we have initiative for the smart farming program, but it's not well enough to boost the agricultural productivity. And right now, as I mentioned, for the Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives, we try to select the district to be a role model to get the pattern of smart farming program and apply to other village or other districts. Right now it's in the starter point. Okay.
Namaste.
I am Girish Malik from Bharat and a place called Lucknow in Bharat. I have specific questions for Dr. Vishal and Dr. Narendra, both together. First of all, thank you for two of you for giving us enlightenment on this. And a very big thanks because Ayurveda was based on a technology that was given long back. But we were not providing the same environment which was there 5,000 years ago. Because we were monkeys, we became men. And we were not doing anything about the agriculture. My simple question is, when we provide all these things, lactobacillus, you are giving the natural soil, what you call, without Ayurveda and all, you said about lactobacillus and all. Will it reduce the impurity, the hard metals and all those stuff also, or will that machine of yours will test that hard metals? And because in export, I'm a phytochemical man, so what I need to know is, when we export phytochemicals, when we export all those stuff, they basically go on testing on those stuff. So will your machine will be able to do that also?
No, this machine will look at 16 parameters, which doesn't include these trace impurities.
Okay.
But this can be done in a lab.
Okay.
So on HPLCs, on
that
mass
I know,
specs.
that we can do on HPLCs and CMS and
all that is doable there.
Yeah. So, and what can we do more to get the impurities less in the soil?
We'll have to follow GAP, which is good agriculture practices.
Okay.
So what is happening today is, because these GAP are not being implemented, very random or more structured things are needed. Government is trying very hard and it's working. And for that, as I mentioned about the microbial flora being put back in soil, the organic content needing to go back, over a period of time that will heal the soil. Plus, when in some places, for example, when you dig deep and pull the water out and use it for irrigation, you get arsenic or you get some heavy metals coming out. So this has to be measured, and we have to look at the part per million, part per billion, part per trillion levels, and then see what are the cutoff limits for the country in which you're exporting. And a very judicious approach will have to be taken because it can either be in the soil due to some additions, or it can come from the water, most probably from the water. because that is from where this comes. So if the farmer is able to track that and filter the water and make sure that he is able to purify it or in some way reduce the level of the contaminant going in the soil, the produce should still be exportable.
And what about you spoke about
Excuse me, gentlemen. Sorry, we are running short of time, so there are few questions there.
We'll come back to you.
Yeah, we'll come back to you. Sorry.
I have a question for Dr. Korawit Chaisu.
Yes. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Dr. Korawit Chaisu, can you give me some operational cost that is for a drone operation on per hectare basis? What is the operational cost, if you know anything about it?
Thank you for your question. About if I mean, you mean the question about the application of the cost of the agriculture, right? What do you mean?
Of the drones.
The drone
Drone
right?
application.
Drone application, normally in my case, we try to make the 4 things. One is the, how to say that, sell the machine, number 1. And number 2, make some the training course, how to drive or how to use the drone machine. And the third one, the preparing the machine for the farmer. And another one, the fourth one is, how to say it, the service from the farm, how to the application at the maybe 4 step for the drone application.
Do you have some numbers also, some specific numbers for this case? As in on a per hectare basis, what's the general operational cost if we operate on drone basis?
Special cost for the drone, right?
Operational cost.
Cost of application per hectare.
Normally in Thailand, we just for example for the service cost, 1 rai or maybe some 0.25 hectare per 100 baht.
100 baht.
100 baht, for example. It is the special cost for the farmer how to
About
service.
1,000 rupees an acre if
1,000
I were
rupees
to
an acre,
translate
yeah.
that into.
Okay.
Yes.
And this includes just the operational cost or the capital cost also?
So that's the operational cost.
This is for how to say that, it is the service cost, we call this, the service cost for the operation.
Yeah. I take it, please.
Hello, namaste everybody. I'm from Tampa, Florida. My name is Kunal Jain. The farming in US is little different. I have been associated with strawberry farming and mango farming, and I don't need to be a farmer for that. So my question comes from both Vishalji and Narendraji. You have an experience of doing farming in India. Is how difficult it is to communicate or know the behavior of the farmer that he is ready to accept these new tools and technologies and automation in today's time? Is it the whole generation of farming changing and they are more literate than what they used to be? Or you have new ways of communicating with them that they are ready to outsource some of these functions and accepting these automation? So I really want to understand how difficult it is to communicate and convince a farmer to adopt this new smart farming or automation in Indian context at this moment.
So in my first-hand experience working with sugarcane farmers over the last 2 decades, farmers like any other class of people are extremely eager to learn. And in fact, in the last 10, 15 years, digital technology has been a game changer. So you will not believe the number of views some of the YouTube channels have of farmers who have started their own channels. So it's got democratized. Earlier we used to, as sugar mill operators, we used to have our own education or extension departments, but it's not just top to down now. I think the dissemination of good technology and good practices is now online, and that's helping. Like every other community, there are farmers who are naturally keen to do new things, and there are farmers who are very reluctant to do new things. The biggest problem I've seen often has been the availability of finance, because farming in India is still quite a variable income profession, depending on weather, price of crops, etc. So the challenge has always been capital. So that's why some of the things that worked well is, for example, in drip irrigation. For many years, there was a 90% subsidy. If you use that, you reduce water by, say, 75% of what you used without it, and the government paid 90% of that. In fact, it was a good deal for the government as well, because that water was coming from dams and canals which the government had built. So these are some of the challenges and examples. But at the whole, you make information available, people are ready to adopt. The other thing is people like to copy others, neighbors, influencers who have done well. So for example, farmers have, from an average yield of sugarcane of 30 tons, we have farmers who win awards in state and local competitions who farm 200 tons per acre. And other farmers like to go and visit and talk to them and see how this is doing.
So I'll just add a little bit to that. So the other problem we are facing in India is marginalized farmers. Because of the population explosion, the land got divided. The grandfather had maybe 10 acres, then he had 5 kids. And then each kid had 3 to 4 kids. So by the time it comes to the third generation, it's a very small parcel of land. And anything less than like 2.5 acres, less than a hectare, it goes in the marginalized farming sector. And in US, you have large farms, so there is economy of scale. Here, because of the small patch of land that they have, it's a challenge. So on one level, we need to increase the level of the quality and everything of the farming. On the second level is the farmers need to group together to form FPOs. This is happening a lot in India. These are farmer-producer organizations. And 50 farmers to 500 farmers to 1,000, they can come together, form an FPO. The government gives grants. For example, I had interacted with the president of the Choir Board of India, and this gentleman, a lot of choir grows in the south, right? So they have a project where they give there's a 5 crore FPO project where 50 lakh is to be raised by 50 or 100 odd farmers, and 4.5 crore is put in by the government as a support. So this kind of a support system from the center would be needed so that the collective farming will raise the standard and the affordability of how they can farm.
Can we go to the next question?
Yeah. So this is Sri Ram Singh from Financial Capital Mumbai, Bharat. I am from RSS, so we focus on cow-based agriculture, and we are trying to connect organic agriculture, including only cow dung, cow urine and herbal-based farming in India, especially in Maharashtra, to the market. But we are struggling in the sense that you mentioned, of course, Narenji mentioned that organic farming is the solution for many things, including carbon sequestration, increasing the microbial content in the soil. But just want to understand from Narenji and Vishalji that we are trying to make it sustainable because the nutrition is going up. So we have given sample of some of our foods, including rice in Jharkhand, to Niti Aayog, where they have found even vitamin D3 in rice, khapli variety of wheat, and some local variety of rice. But according to you, is it sustainable? Because natural farming, which we used to do traditionally, let's say thousands of years before, is it sustainable now using cow dung and cow urine, that too using desi cows? Because I represent the Gau Seva Gatividhi for India, and how to make it viable. And for Thailand, are you doing organic agriculture, and is it sustainable in Thailand? Thank you.
You want to answer the Thai part first?
Yes, also, thank you for your question. In Thailand, also, we have the, certified or certificates of the organic certified that belong to the Thai governments, have the, like a GAP as well from the first step. And then can apply for the organic farm. Yes, we have the Thai organic farm certificates, and also we provide, like a GPS, certified by local farmer, how to certify, and then how to make to, for example, in my case, I focus on the cacao or cocoa in Thailand. Also, we try to make some standard GAP from maybe from this year first, good agricultural practice first from the first step, and then another level to up to the organic farm. Yes, that belongs to the standard of the Thai organic farm first. And then if we focus on the supply chain from the markets abroad for another country, if we want to buy the cacao seed from the Thailand, we follow from the IFOM USDA the certificate of the international certificate of the organic products as well. This is the way, because this is the new regulation from the Thailand dry cacao seed, and also we try to make some the process from the cacao or cocoa. We call it the cocoa nibs and cocoa mass from the processing of the process, and then finally make the chocolate, for example.
Yeah.
Please.
And coming to your other question about cow-based agriculture, I would say that your productivity would be lower because chemical fertilizers really pack a punch and it's difficult to compete with that. But that's where certification, labeling, and the ability of a consumer, you have to convince the consumer to pay more for something that is much more natural and much more organic than the average produce. So the challenge is not just to match productivity, you probably would not be able to do that, but you should increase the price at which consumers value your product. And certification is one important step in that, independent certification.
Okay, we are running short of time. Yeah. We have only 1 minute.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, please.
One last question.
So myself, Deependra, I'm from Godharmik, Bharat. My only question, I had actually multiple questions, but you know, we are running short of time. So I have only question for Dr. Vishal. So you mentioned about hydroponic farming. I just wanted to know the practical point of view of yours about the global food production and the role of hydroponic farming. How we can increase production, especially grain foods, wheat and rice. Can these be produced under this hydroponic farming environment? So I wanted to know your review on this. Thank you.
Right. So hydroponic is not used for grain. Maybe as they show on Mars in the future, as they go and do it, then it might happen. But it has certain limitations and certain benefits. And actually looking, because I do work with Sadhguru and Save Soil and some other things. So really what we need is agroforestry, where on a farmland, you can have trees, agroforestry, where there will be a lot of income coming in, and the yield or the financial yields will go up 3 to 5 times just by agroforestry. And hydroponic setup can be on a part of the plot, especially as an FPO on a part of a plot, collectively it is done. And you cannot do woody trees, you cannot do grain and all that. So it has to be a judicious blend of different technologies, different approaches, so that we come to a stage where we can phase out and go to a more healthier structure.
Thank you, gentlemen. Speakers are available here anytime, and you can have one-on-one questions with him. Since we are running short of time, let's take a break for 20 minutes, and we reassemble here for the next session.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thanks
speakers.
to the speakers.